Throughout its entirety, the music industry has been obsessed with groups. Whether that's rock bands from the 90s, the boy band craze of the 2010s, and even more recently with groups like Brockhampton. There's something about music being made in a group setting that just takes things to another level. But I think as we're blinded by the amazing music we get from these groups, we forget another integral part of music. Duos. Duos make up a really cool part of music where two people exclusively lock in with each other knowing all of their ins and outs and are able to create amazing music. Now granted, a lot of the duos we see now are contained in collab albums similar to Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist with Alfredo, or even some unreleased stuff like Wang Sap with A$AP Rocky and Tyler the Creator. We've seen the return of some really heavy hitting duos like Clips and a posthumous album from Mobb Deep. But there's a somewhat new duo right now who's making a name for themselves and reminding us how important this section of music is. PARTYOF2. PARTYOF2, formerly known as Group Therapy, consists of artists Swim and Jada Grace, and to say they have had an easy road ahead of them is completely wrong. PARTYOF2 has fought tooth and nail to go through every setback they've encountered and show us that they are a staple duo in music. And with the release of their album, I thought it'd be great to tell you how they became a group, what they've been up to, and how amazing this album really is. Because they are amazing, and I feel like to truly appreciate them, you gotta know their story. If you're new here and you don't know me, my name is Henry, I love music, this is where I talk about it. I upload videos like this every 1 to 2 weeks talking about artists, albums, music in general. I talk about everything. I love to talk. I also interview artists, so if you want to see more content like that, subscribe, it would mean so much. And if you decide you really love me and want to support the channel, you should become a member. You'll be on this wall. You'll be the only one on this wall. But anyways, without further ado, thank you so much for watching. Let's continue with PARTYOF2. Now, PARTYOF2 was not always called PARTYOF2, and they were not always a party of two. I'm sorry, that was really dumb. So to fully understand the context of this group, let's travel all the way back to the long, long time ago of 2019. Hey, don't make fun of me, 2019 was 6 years ago. It's making me feel old, so just stop. In 2019, we were introduced to the Group Therapy. The members of the group were the formerly mentioned Tyson Coy Stewart, going by Swim, but at the time was going by the name Coy. Jada Grace Michiko Gordy Nash, going by the name Jada Grace. Also, I'm very sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I tried my best. But at the time of the group's conception, it included 2 other members, Tyrell Jackson Williams, known as TJ Online or TJW, and Elijah Rhea Johnson, known by Rhea. If you were aware of Group Therapy before it became PARTYOF2, you may know that TJ Online was a part of the group, but you may not have known that Rhea was, so more you know. That's why I'm making this video. The group's members shared a theme of being child actors, whether that was on Disney Channel, TBS, or other networks. And yes, I'm sure you're aware, TJ Online did play Leo in Lab Rats. There's actually a funny story. I found out about Group Therapy because I went to a fan expo and met Maylee Flanagan, the actor that played Prince. And we were just talking to her about like her experience there, and she was like, yeah, Leo is kind of off doing his own thing musically. And I was super interested, so she showed me Group Therapy, and that's when I started listening to their music. So thank you, Principal Perry. This video would not be possible without you. The first release from Group Therapy would come in the form of Yikes/Ice Chips, a Swim track produced by TJ Online. It's also important to know that before Group Therapy, these people were making music together anyways. Now, after the release of a few more singles as this group, Group Therapy would drop the EP This Is Not the Album, showcasing tracks they'd already put out together, but also new ones. The sounds of this EP are really interesting. You can hear inspirations from all over hip-hop and R&B, which in my opinion was a great introduction to the group because they were just showing off their versatility right off the bat. Now, after the release of this EP, the group would go full speed ahead into the release of their debut mixtape, There Goes the Neighborhood. But by the time that There Goes the Neighborhood would drop, Rhea would leave Group Therapy. There's not a lot of information on why Rhea left the group, but this leaves Swim, Jada Grace, and TJ Online, what we knew as Group Therapy, for a majority of their lifespan. With these 3 remaining members, they released the mixtape, There Goes the Neighborhood. This mixtape was very interesting. It had a much more unified sound than the previous EP, which made it feel very bouncy, very fun, even when keeping it serious at most times. It was a really good debut mixtape from the group and made a lot of people very excited to see what would come from them in the future. The group would continue making music, and in 2022 they would release their EP Truth Be Told, before moving into 2023 where they went full album mode. The release of the single Funk Fest showed that their sound was changing as they progressed as a group. It was still very fast paced, but it was a lot grungier, a lot louder. Like I said, foreshadowing a lot of the sounds we'd hear on their next album. The album being I Was Mature for My Age, But I Was Still a Child, and the later deluxe version of that album. I remember this outlet being on everybody's radar. It seemed like this was really when Group Therapy started picking up as a group. Every like hip hop media outlet I followed was reporting on it. The journalism groups I really liked was reporting on it. And so I was really excited to check it out. And in my opinion, it didn't disappoint. It felt exactly like I thought it was going to, which was just an evolution of their sound. But it came with a lot of maturity and insight, looking back on their lives as child actors and their future as musicians, which I thought was very, very cool, especially knowing that I had seen some of them growing up. So at this point, it seems like group therapy is truly trending upwards. It doesn't look like anything can stop them. Until they got stopped. The group kind of went radio silent after the deluxe album up into 2024, where they announced that TJ Online had left the group. The loss of TJ from the group was not taken very lightly. It seemed like he was such an integral part of the group's sound and image. And while Jada and Swim announced that the group would continue making music past this, it really seemed like this was going to be a career ender, which a lot of people were sad over. It seemed like this group's breakout was just starting and that they were really becoming something special. But that couldn't have been further from the truth. In my opinion, January of this year was where this duo would fully shine and truly show everybody they were not to be messed with. In January of this year, Group Therapy would rebrand to Party of Two, consisting of Jada Grace and Swim. And they would drop a music video titled We Owe You an Explanation. Now, surface level, this seemed really, really interesting. An explanation on why TJ left the group was something that everybody had been wishing for. And this music video was insane and really set the tone for what Party of Two was going to become. Visually, it's stunning. It gave us just a taste of what Party of Two was going to do on the visual media side of things. With their absolutely beautiful makeup, costumes, color grading, the video just looked really good. But I'll talk about the visuals more in a second. The lyrics are what we need to talk about now. The song did give an idea on why TJ left, showing the group quarreling and needing peace, with that peace apparently never being found, where it says TJ blocking them on cell, and the last time they spoke to him being that night in February. This song was painting Party of Two almost as like a revenge story, where it seemed like everything was going well, a very major setback had happened, but these two were determined to pick themselves up and move on from it. Now again, people were still skeptical as if Party of Two would be able to move past this big setback. But with the release of the EP, also titled We Owe You an Explanation, I think they proved that they have a lot left. This EP included the song Poser, which a lot of people thought was their magnum opus as a duo, and showed that they really were going to thrive together, which is very valid. The song is very good. The music video for Poser also showed that they really cared about visual art, something that I think is kind of a lost art in music. I love when an artist or a group or a duo has really cool music videos. I think it just adds so much more to everything. But now the EP was out, the duo had their sights set on something bigger, an album, their album. With the lead-up release of a trio of singles, Jada and Swim were never going to just bow down. They released Just Dance 2, a very nostalgic dancey track that also became very popular on TikTok. The song Feel Love, which was produced by K Tronada, and the song Friendly Fire, where they were just kind of taking jabs at each other. And then kind of a side note, they were announced to perform at Camp Flognaut and dropped a freestyle over the Yonkers beat. That was really, really good. This was all before the album. I truly don't understand how they were able to do all this before they dropped the album. But all this leads up to America's Top Party, the debut album from Party of Two. It released last Friday, and let me tell you, this album is incredible. Again, where it felt like this duo was gonna crumble from the setbacks they encountered not even a year before, they released an album that is so unique to them, so confrontational, so genre blending, that is truly just an amazing experience. The group was fully aware that people wanted them to fail. They were expecting them to fall down and not get up, but they didn't stay down, they got back up. And to me, I think that makes Party of Two a really important pillar in music to look at. They are not only a living example that for lack of a better term, pressure makes diamonds, but that really creative ideas are still alive and well in this industry. I talked a little bit about their visuals earlier, but that's truly one of my favorite parts about this duo. They take their music videos so incredibly serious, thinking through every detail and making them look amazing. The music videos for Feel Love and Just Dance 2 are so cool, but that became like a driving force for the duo. It became one of their staples and they ran with it and improved on it. I also mentioned at the very start of the video that this group seemed like they were bringing back the importance of duos in music. One of my favorite things about duos is that when it's done right, the two complement each other completely. They understand each other, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and are able to complement each other musically. I think the new Clips album is a really great example of that. Pusha and Malice know each other very well. I mean they're brothers, but they know each other very well and they can complement each other musically very well. And I think that's very true with Jada and Swim. They know each other, they know their ins and outs, and even when it's in a more experimental and less conventional way, they complement each other really well. And from the audience response to not just the album, but to Party of Two in general, it feels like they all feel the same way. They're playing Camp Flog Gnaw, they're playing All Points East in London, they're going on their own headlining tour. For a group that was racked with setbacks and seemed like nothing was left in store for them, they are on some insane highs right now, and I'm truly excited to see what's in store for them in the future. So glad we're able to experience the creation of Party of Two. I'm very excited to see what's next for them. But that's gonna be it for me. I just really enjoyed this album, and I've really enjoyed seeing Party of Two grow from what they've come from, and it's so beautiful. It's all paying off for them. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I upload every 1 to 2 weeks, but I'll put some videos up on the screen for you to watch in the meantime. And then one more thing, next week is Halloween, and I got a new microphone, so I'm planning something really cool. Be ready for it. But that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Goodbye.